You think you know people? You don't. You know their masks. Every smile, every handshake, every "how are you?" It's all theater. And you're not just watching the show, you're in it too, wearing your own costume, playing your own part. Jung knew something most people die without figuring out. Everyone's performing, but the real person, they're hiding in plain sight, screaming to be seen through signs you've been trained to ignore. Watch someone at a party. They're laughing too loud at jokes that aren't funny. They're checking their phone not because they have messages, but because they need an escape hatch. They're drinking not to celebrate, but to dissolve. The shadow. That's what Jung called it. The parts of yourself you've stuffed in the basement. It doesn't stay down there. It leaks out through every gesture, every overreaction, every time someone says, "I'm not angry," through clenched teeth. Here's the first truth. Whatever someone criticizes most viciously in others, that's what lives in their shadow. The guy who can't shut up about lazy people, he's terrified of his own desire to do nothing. The woman obsessed with calling out attention seekers, she's starving for the spotlight she won't let herself want. We attack outside what we can't face inside. You want to read someone? Stop listening to their words. Words are for lawyers and liars. Watch what they do with their hands when they think no one's looking. Notice what makes their voice change pitch. See who they become after the third drink when the guard drops. That's not them being drunk, that's them being honest. The persona is the mask, and everyone's got a collection. Professional you, family you, romantic you. Different masks for different stages. But here's what's sick. We fall in love with our masks. We start believing we are the successful businessman, the devoted mother, the rebel artist. And when life cracks the mask, when you lose the job, the kids leave, the art doesn't sell, people don't just feel disappointed. They feel like they're dying. Because they are. The false self is dying. Jung said projection makes the whole world our mirror. That person who drives you absolutely insane? Congratulations, you found a piece of yourself you can't stand. The colleague who never takes responsibility. The friend who's always needing validation. The ex who was emotionally unavailable. You're not seeing them. You're seeing your own rejected parts dressed up in their clothes. Think about your last real argument, not what it was about. That's never what it's about, but what you accused them of, what you couldn't stand, what made you lose control. That's your shadow introducing itself, using their face as a business card. The anima and animus, Jung's names for the unconscious feminine in men, masculine in women. Sounds like mystic nonsense until you watch a tough guy melt into baby talk with his dog. Or see a nurturing woman turn into a corporate assassin in the boardroom. We're all walking contradictions, housing opposites we won't admit to. Here's where it gets weird. Synchronicities, meaningful coincidences. You think about someone and they call. You need an answer and overhear strangers discussing your exact problem. Jung said this isn't magical thinking. It's the unconscious mind seeing patterns your conscious mind is too busy to notice. The people who show up in your life, they're not random. They're responding to signals you don't know you're sending. But most people can't see any of this because they're drowning in their own complexes. Mom complex, dad complex, inferiority complex. These aren't just therapy words, they're possession states. When someone suddenly explodes over nothing, when they sabotage their own success, when they pick the same wrong partner for the 5th time, that's not them making decisions. That's their complex driving while they sleep in the passenger seat. You know what's really twisted? We're all walking around triggered by ghosts. Your boss isn't just your boss. He's every authority figure who ever made you feel small. Your partner isn't just your partner. They're every person who ever abandoned you. We're not having relationships with people. We're having relationships with our projections onto people. The collective unconscious, that's the deep water. Ancient patterns, inherited instincts, the same dreams and fears humans have carried for millennia. Why do you think every culture has flood myths? Hero journeys? Mother goddesses? We're all tapped into the same psychological mainframe, playing out the same eternal dramas, thinking we're so unique and special. Want to see it in action? Watch what happens when someone gets power. Doesn't matter if it's running a company or running a PTA meeting, the inflation starts immediately. They don't just have a position, they are the position. They stop being John who happens to manage people and become the manager. And when that title gets taken away, complete psychological collapse. Here's what Jung knew that nobody wants to admit. Individuation, becoming who you really are instead of who you think you should be. It's not some feel-good journey. It's terrifying. It means looking at everything you've hidden, embracing everything you've rejected, integrating every part you've split off. Most people would rather stay split, stay safe, stay asleep. So there's your answer. You want to read people instantly? Stop looking at who they're pretending to be. Start looking at what they're pretending not to be. Their shadows, their projections, their complexes. It's all right there, broadcasting at full volume. The question is, are you brave enough to see it? Because once you start seeing everyone else clearly, you realize the most elaborate performance, the deepest deception, the one person you've never really seen is staring back at you in the mirror.